So Huddersfield, part of Kirklees Council, Kirklees County Council got a lot of levelling up money. Huddersfield was assigned money for 3 projects. Renovation to the open market, an enterprise corridor, which I think I found walking in, so I'll get some footage of that. But what is an enterprise corridor? Who knows? And renovations to the Penistone rail line, which obviously affects more than just Huddersfield, and I think there were improvements to Huddersfield Station. So I'm going to find Huddersfield Station. The market's down there. I've got some footage of the market that I'll put in. It doesn't look like anything has started on the market. There's a plaque outside that says when renovations have been done, and I think the last one was 2008, so nothing's been done there. And we'll go and see if anything's getting done at the train station. We'll find this enterprise corridor, whatever an enterprise corridor is. So I'm at the train station now. The train station is a grade 1 listed building, which we can just see why. It's quite an impressive train station. And then in front of the train station you have a statue of Harold Wilson, who was born in Huddersfield and died in 1995. When was he? Back in the days where losing an election didn't seem to end your political career. So yeah, so I'm going to go inside and put it on my backpack clips and on because I'm recording, and see if there's any signs of renovations in the train station for the Penistone trail line. I think I might do a separate video where I get on the train, do the Penistone railway line, and after I've been in here I'll give you some of my thoughts on levelling up. I could have bought a cheap ticket to see on them platforms, but I didn't. Anyway, so levelling up was Boris Johnson's big plan to improve the north and lessen the north-south divide. So yeah, we're criticised for not really being enough money. I kind of think that it was just an election pledge that they chucked in to cover up the fact that they ran an election campaign on get Brexit done and nothing else. And it leads me on to my major distaste for like these stupid political slogans. Brexit, it was whoever coined that, and get Brexit done, and now it's cost of living crisis, and they just roll off these politicians' tongues without any acknowledgement whatsoever for how these are real things that affect us, that they could actually talk about in terms that haven't been designed for 6-year-olds. That annoys me. Yeah, levelling up's another one of them stupid terms that were a fucking video game. But yeah, so my issue with levelling up: 1, the stupid term. 2, it was all framed around this idea that all of our northern towns are horrible, and you know, and there an acknowledgement of why northern towns are falling behind. The fact that northern towns were built on industries like mining that were forced to close under Thatcher with no help for people, for the people that have worked, had their livelihoods, had the skills of their entire lives in their industries. You know, coal mining was incredibly dangerous. I don't know where I'm walking to, by the way, but looking at Huddersfield, coal mining was an incredibly dangerous industry that we sent men and children and women down pits in unsanitary conditions, obviously, but really, really dangerous conditions. We had loads of mining disasters. We had disasters where people died, children died, and that were fine. We just sent all these people off to their deaths. And then when mining didn't work anymore, it were like, well, screw you lot in North, who have built your livelihoods on mining. We're shutting mining and we're giving you nothing. And this is why northern towns have fell behind. But no, they put together this stupid levelling up policy, like, oh, this poor pathetic North that can't, build itself up, so we're just going to gift them this money. And actually, I think a lot of the money is money that hasn't been spent because we had mines and we had industry shut by Thatcher, and no support. We had council housing sold off by Thatcher, so people who needed council housing didn't have council housing. And then we, Blair did absolutely fuck all for anyone. And then we had Tory government from 2010, and we've had 14 years of austerity, which now is continuing. And no one thinks that, maybe that's why these towns, these people are struggling. No, it's because we're northern and we're scum. So I have a real problem with that. And the Penistone railway route, the money for the Penistone railway route really does piss me off, actually, because that shouldn't be a levelling up as I was sold it, should be, money given to councils for, some new imaginative ideas supporting local people, creative arts, local businesses, not propping up a flipping industry that they've let fall into disrepair. Why is that money going into that? That's not what it was sold to us for. Why hasn't that money been spent? Why does the Penistone route need this level of investment? And I can't remember exactly how much it is, but I'll pop it on. But we have a privatised railway that has profits and shareholders and whatever else. Why are we putting money into that? Why is taxpayer money going into the railway when, that's the point of privatisation, is that taxpayer money doesn't go into railway, that we don't pay tax for these things because it's the business does it. And if the business fails, then competition comes along and replaces that company with another company. And that's how it's done. But that's obviously not how it's done, because we've seen that that's not how it's done with water companies. We've seen that's not how it's done with energy. It's bullshit. But yeah, it really annoys me, that one, because I just think that investment, I think I've got myself to a point where I've got a good view of the city, actually. But yeah, that investment should have been spent anyway. That shouldn't be levelling up money. Yeah, and then the other thing was the enterprise corridor, which I think I found. So the idea is that the enterprise corridor is going to be from the train station, which is where I'm pretty much around now, to the John Smith Stadium, which isn't called the John Smith Stadium anymore, but I can't remember what it's called. And I don't know what an enterprise corridor is. Something with more shops, more businesses. Yeah, there's the stadium. So I reckon we head towards the stadium and we'll find the enterprise corridor. But yeah, so there's the market building. So I'm going to look it up, actually, how much money it were. All right, so the market is having a £16.5 million revamp, which they all sound like a lot of money, these figures, but they're not really when it comes to these things. But I don't think that has even started, a £16 million revamp. And there is a sign, actually, shall I go and find again? I hope that I love the architecture of it, though. I hope that they renovate it in a way that keeps this. And I'm really gutted that I've come on a day that it's shut, but does it open at all? On the website it says it's open tomorrow, but let me know, is this opening or is it now shut, ready for its revamp? I don't know. But there is a sign up here. Oh, no. So it's still open, just not today, which is fucking typical of me. So there. So Huddersfield Open Market, built in 1888, restored in 1980. Civic Trust Commendation in 1983, repainted in 1998, refurbished in 2008. And then really on that sign it should say refurbished 25, 26. There's no information about when it's getting done or anything. And I like that arch. Feels very, I don't know what year it is, but it feels I'll have done it. Yeah, and then another thing to add is I've come to Huddersfield on a day where there's a massive police cordon. Got a bit of footage of the police cordon. I have no idea what's gone on. I've looked it up. There's nothing to tell me what's gone on in the city, but I've heard a few people like walking past being like, oh, who's been murdered now? So if you know anything about that, I will look it up, and if there's any information I'll put it on when I come to edit, but I don't know. I don't want to overly film and try and capitalise in case it's a massive cordon. It's massive, which makes me think maybe someone has been murdered because it's huge. I love this one. That's an empty shop unit, and they've painted pictures on it, and then I'll show you what it says. Look up, look around, discover Huddersfield, studying historical and modern architecture and green spaces, find the lions and other stone engravings.
Yeah, they reclaimed that when Mom
Another thing that I have been pondering as I've been thinking about levelling up is I also feel like it was a bit of a race to the bottom. Like they made councils bid against each other to get pots of money and basically like arguing with each other about who's the shittest. And I just think it's such a negative way to like distribute funds. Like the money should just be there. So here we go. We have a timeline. So constructions began. Next summer, a library hub, archives, food hall and public square is going to be open to the public. And then just some, yeah, so this is what they're envisioning. So they're calling it the master plan. And that is the master plan. It's a huge site. That seems, all these signs are great, like kind of telling you what they're doing. They're making great promises of it being more than a, what's the word, like commercial, like hub of chain businesses, like saying arts, museums, galleries, live music. You know, stuff that, this is the thing, isn't it? Stuff that actually creates spaces for people that live here. Right, so I'm back in the car. Huddersfield, yep. So the levelling up plans in Huddersfield were the Penistone railway route, the Enterprise corridor, which is just one huge construction site at the moment and looks like it's going to be an art centre with libraries, galleries, etc, etc. Let's see if that happens. And the open market renovation, which so ridiculous of me to not look up when the market's actually open, but yeah, the market was shut today. The market architecturally looks really nice. I hope they keep them features, but that hasn't even started, so who knows what's happening with that. yeah, I've seen some other videos where people have gone to these levelling up towns and things not been done does seem to be a theme. So I don't know what the time scale is. I'm pretty sure that Kirklees were on the first wave of levelling up money, so they should be, this is Kirklees Council obviously, they should be the ones that are in first. So that enterprise thing said that it was going to be kind of starting to open in 2026 with future plans in the pipeline. So yeah, I'll come back in a year or so and see what's going on. I also want to take this moment to say that of the first 2 videos that I've actually uploaded, and weren't really that happy with, and I probably won't be happy with this one, I got 2 subscribers. So thank you to them 2 people, because that like is amazing. I thought I know it's only 2, but wow. Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please like, please comment. And please comment if you live in Huddersfield or you know anything about Huddersfield or anything like that, and you can tell me more about Huddersfield. I actually liked it. It had really good coffee, really good cinnamon bun, so that's a mark of a good town as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna sign off now and say I'll see you in the next one. I think I'm going to do some more levelling up towns, some more rural towns, and I'm going to, is anyone interested in Christmas market content? I won't be going to multiple Christmas markets and comparing them because I'm not made of money. I will go to one Christmas market and discuss the fact that it's probably going to be a rip-off. If anyone wants to recommend what they think is a really good Christmas market, let me know, because I won't be going to the Sheffield one because it's crap. Manchester always seems to be the go-to. I used to go to Lincoln before they stopped doing it. I've read that Bath's really good, but yeah, it's coming up to Christmas, so we'll have to go to a Christmas market. And anything else like that you want to see? Is there a town you want me to go to? Is there something you want me to do? Do you want me to fuck off and shut the fuck up? Let me know. Give us a comment, and I'll see you next time.